Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this has Ben here at That Cologne Guy coming at you with another review. Happy Fragrant Friday to you. I hope you are doing well. You know, here at That Cologne Guy, I have new content every single Friday. I am Ben, and I really enjoy wishing you a happy Fragrant Friday and welcoming you to the weekend. Always remember, if you're watching this and it's not a Friday, well, here at That Cologne Guy, it is always Friday, my friends. Before I dive in on the review, let me quickly say, since last Friday, yet again, we have had just an absolute avalanche of new subscribers. Welcome aboard. I really appreciate that. We are marching towards 1,000 subscribers, my friends. Yes, you're impressed. You're impressed. Some of you, many of you, have been around since the day I celebrated 100 subscribers and got my own URL. And I really appreciate all of the support. I have many people who watch me every single week without fail, and it just means a lot to me. I'm very appreciative of all the support, especially because I am a small channel. I am not sponsored, and I am on a tight budget, so I have to be quite the critic, don't I? Because whether or not I purchase something will depend on how much they impress me and how much they are charging. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Welcome aboard. If you recently subscribed, always remember to like and comment besides subscribing. And if you want, and turn on notifications. So hit that notification bell, smash it right now. I want you to smash it right now, especially if you watch me on your phone. All right, so let's dive in, shall we? You've seen the description and the title, and so you know that this is Mancera's Instant Crush. If you follow me every week, I mentioned that I'm working on an Instant Crush, on a Mancera sample set. And so, is this an Instant Crush for me? You know, stay tuned and find out. See, quite the teaser. So when it comes to this review, it's going to be relatively similar to my previous reviews. I like to start off with nomenclature. Now, I've talked enough about the house, so I would say if you are just stumbling on this episode, check out the previous episodes, because I talked more about the house. Let me just quickly talk about Instant Crush. A lot of times I enjoy talking about, you know, the origin of the name, or there's a story behind the house. This one requires us to say, let's talk. You know, when it comes to Instant Crush, we need to get this out in the open. That is a little cringeworthy, right? I mean, it is corny. Instant Crush really has... Here's what I was thinking this week, okay? Without letting the cat out of the bag too much, let me say, I'm going to be talking about a certain fragrance called Cloud. Oh, yeah. And so you tell me if you agree. To me, Instant Crush does not sound like a niche company name, but rather a celebrity fragrance release. Doesn't this sound good to you? Instant Crush by Ariana Grande. You tell me yeah. And you guys always say, well, you know, you gotta, you know, you're not too funny, but you do have a radio voice. Okay, fine. All right. Instant Crush by Ariana Grande. See what I mean? It works. It flows. So I actually think that I don't like the name. I don't like Instant Crush. So the fragrance might be, but the name itself is cringeworthy / corny / whatever word you want to use. It doesn't really go well. It seems odd for a niche company to be throwing out Instant Crush, and I think it would go better actually for a celebrity release like Ariana Grande. So in an ideal world, we would take something like, you know, some of you guys are big fans of music, and so, you know, maybe we could take, and Ariana Grande fans, we could take Cloud by Mancera and then switch it and say Instant Crush by Ariana Grande. You have to admit that it rolls off the tongue quite well. So, you know, all jokes aside, I would have liked it swapped. I think it goes better with her, and I don't like it as a niche. It's almost like a wink, a nod over to Ariana Grande that this could be a clone of it. You see, controversial. Either way, I don't care for it. I would have liked a much different name. Okay, so that's the nomenclature. And then before I talk about the notes, I would actually like to talk about the comparisons, and then I'm going to be putting up on the top right of your screen. You're going to see in the next couple minutes or so the two episodes that I'm going to talk of the fragrances I'm going to talk about. So this is going to be Instant Crush is going to be compared a lot to, of course, what episode would be complete without mentioning. Should we do it? All right, let's just do it. I say Baccarat, you say. All right, well, all right, nobody did, but that's fine. So it is, of course, an episode that would not be complete without mentioning Baccarat Rouge 540. Unfortunately, I don't know how to say 540 in French. And so let me just say BR 540, as people love to call it. I did a review of from the house of Maison Francis Courtien, excuse me. So MFK, oftentimes people say. And that house, or Francis Courtien's release of Baccarat Rouge 540 in 2015 was an amber floral with saffron and jasmine. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. And so it is the proverbial game changer for a lot of people. And let me just say really quick, so I will put that up on the screen for you in your top right, and you can check out that episode in my review of that. Please do, because oftentimes I dance around the topic of clones and dupes and copies, and I kind of say it's not one. I think it's really hard to say that this is not. At the very least, this one is really inspired by Baccarat Rouge 540, BR 540. So we can call it a dupe, we can call it a clone. For me, it's close enough to be called a clone. Okay, they're both amber florals. It came out 4 years later. Instant Crush did, and it's a saffron bomb with some jasmine in it. I mean, hello. Now, there is a slight difference, of course, and you might disagree completely. So let me know if you agree. Do you think that Instant Crush is a clone or a dupe of BR 540? I would love to hear your opinion. Now, the second fragrance, of course, that I have to bring up, and I will put in your upper right, because I also reviewed that one. During the pandemic, I walked around the house wearing Ariana Grande's Cloud for a week. See what I do for you? The sacrifices that I do for you. So I really enjoy that fragrance. I really like it a lot. It's essentially the signature scent of my daughter at this point, and she really likes it. And I can tell you now, I don't even have to ask, because if she puts it on when I'm gone, and if I come home 2-3 hours later, I can still smell it around the house. It is potent, my friends. And so that one is another one that's going to be, hard to. We must include that fragrance as well. So let's go back. 2015 was Baccarat Rouge 540. Most people call it BR 540. All right, 2015. That's an amber floral. So then in 2018, Cloud by Ariana Grande came out, and that is a fruity floral. And then 2019, we have Instant Crush by Instant Cringe by Mancera, of course, and really Cloud and Instant Crush. I think it's really difficult not to call them clones of BR 540. So they are close enough. Now, what do I think, though? When it comes to the three, I feel like if you had Cloud or BR 540 in your collection, do I feel like this would be a superfluous purchase? I do. I think they are close enough that it would not warrant having two of those three really in your collection. And financially, if you can pull it off, I'm a fan really of trying to go after the houses that were daring enough to put these releases out in the first place. If you put out a release, that everyone's going to jump on the bandwagon and put clones out, right? And I know they're cheaper, and I myself oftentimes will buy the cheaper version. This isn't, but what I want to say is, if you have the money to do so, I do try my best to buy the very first one, because that house actually went and put it out. They put their prestige, they put their reputation on the line. It could flop. right? And so they took all the risks. And I like that about BR540. And so of the three, I do prefer having the original, and I prefer it because of that. I think it's just a divine scent. I mean, it's a unisex scent. I just really enjoy that one. And let me just say really quickly, if you want to help out the channel, go to Fragrantica and give Baccarat Rouge 540 like a 5-star, because out of 5 points on Fragrantica, it's still at 3.99 rating by the Fragranticans. Come on, that's ludicrous. For me personally, 4 and up is really the fragrances that are starting to be heavy hitters, and you're telling me Baccarat Rouge is not one of them? That is truly a grave error, my friends. So give that one a 5-star so we can bump it finally up. 3.99 really irks me, to be honest with you. It should easily be over 4. Say what you want about the fragrance, but if you wear it, sit back and get ready for compliments. It's just a wonderful fragrance. Now, here's what I would do. I would say because it's a fruity floral, of course, the Ariana Grande Cloud is probably more for the under 25 female or people who like more traditionally what would be called as feminine scents. I do find it is sweeter, and I do think more women will be wearing that one, Cloud by Ariana Grande. And then I think it's Baccarat Rouge is a 540 is a more unisex. And so here's what I would say about this, because I'm getting to the notes. This is a saffron bomb, but you know what this is? This is a saffron bomb, or even if you wanted a BR540 dupe, mixed with ginger ale. So break out your Schweppes, get some Schweppes out, ginger ale, and enjoy some ginger ale, because this really does, to me, on my skin, really smell like either a saffron bomb, or if you just want to say BR540, mixed with ginger ale. And so I do feel it is different. There's no doubt that it's different. I just don't know if I'd be moved to have both of these in my collection if I wanted BR540 in this one. I don't think it's that much different. So here's what I would say. Baccarat Rouge 540 is unisex. Cloud Ariana Grande is going to have, it's sweeter, and I think it is more appropriate for women. And in the sense more women will be wearing it. And then finally, this is the more masculine version if you believe in that kind of marketing and notes. And so what I would say is this one is slightly, if we're going to say that BR540 with my ultra technical gender app that I have downloaded called My Hands, then we're going to say if this is feminine, this is masculine, this is unisex. BR540 is going to sit right here. Feminine will be off to Cloud, and then masculine is going to be right over here, just around the unisex to out into straight on masculine for this release. So that is something. If you like, in other words, so here's what I would say: if you like BR540, but you're worried it's just a little too feminine for you as you define that, then I would say definitely grab a sample of this. You never want to blind buy anyway. Grab a sample of this and try it, because I do feel like it has enough ginger, but really comes off as Schweppes ginger ale, and no, I'm not sponsored. Then I do feel like it has a slightly more masculine tinge to it. All right, so those are the notes are just, for me, it's all about the top notes. It's going to be saffron and jasmine, bergamot, and it has a lot of qualities found in BR540. So those are really the notes. I didn't go check it out on Fragrantica, because I think once you smell something like BR540, you'll really get a sense. And if you have not, then this, my friends, is if you took saffron and Schweppes ginger ale and you mix them together, you would have the succulent scent that is Instant Crush by Mancera. Okay, so let me go into longevity projection. Sillage quickly. This is another par for course for this house. So this is an EDP, and you're going to get what you would expect from an EDP. I really like that about this house, especially with warmer temperatures out there. I'm still doing great, so I really like that a lot. You're going to get an 8-hour work shift out of this, no problem there, and you will get sillage coming in and out of rooms. You'll definitely get compliments. People will pick up the scent. And And then finally, projection would be, what do you want to say? About an arm's length away for 4 to 6 hours, and then it'll start to settle down a little bit, but that's really good. And so if you are in close romantic quarters, I'd be careful with something like this one because it could actually project too much. Same thing applies for at the office. I'd be careful with if you are in closed rooms. I'd be real careful at meetings, things like that, with wearing too much of something like this. So probably go easy on the trigger for yet another Mancera. Really, really appreciate that about this house. Excuse me. So good news abounds when it comes to those categories. I would say for age, this is kind of the slightly more grown up. This is the older brother of Cloud, if you want to do that one. And so why don't we say what? I think people who actually own this, have it, bought it, it's their signature scent, it was not given to them as a gift. I'm going to say 25 and up. And then on age, and then on gender, I will say probably looking at something like, I think a nice split of 75-25. I think 75% will be men that bought this, have this as a signature scent, and 25% women. I think there's enough ginger. I know there's enough ginger in here to catapult it over into the masculine side. And so why don't we go 75-25 on gender. So now when it comes to versatility, just like BR540, I really enjoy this kind of scent. I think it does well in practically any situation. I mean, I guess if I had to look at seasons, I would say what? I mean, probably something like a fall, maybe a fall winter, although I would say more fall for me. But quite honestly, this is another one that just smells really nice. And I have to talk about seasons, but I want to be fully transparent to you and say this will be something along the lines of BR40, 540 that I would have in my collection just as a 365 day. It's really about the smell for this one. And I think maybe perhaps in really, really hot weather, it might not do well. So this is kind of one of those that would do well in fall, winter, spring, and then maybe it might be cloying for some in the summer. So when it comes to event, this is another one. You could wear this to the office. You could wear this on a romantic night in. You could wear it clubbing. You could wear it for your instant crush. All right, sorry about that. You could wear this for happy hour. You could wear it for the summer weddings you have to attend coming up. That's what I mean. Is it's highly versatile, and it really comes down to the smell itself. So this could be worn pretty much day, night. I think it really would be 50-50. In fact, if you have BR540 Cloud or this one, let us know what you think. Do you think it's more of a nighttime scent, or do you think it could be worn practically any time? Now, I guess Cloud might be a little bit more for the evening. It's probably more of like a date scent. This one though, I mean, slightly more as a nighttime, but I would certainly and did all week wear this one to the office. So another really a home run for this. I really like the MFK, Montal, and Mancera type houses that just almost surpass the notion of event and season, and it's just really about the scent or fragrance itself. That is something that has really impressed me about these fragrance houses and Hermes, by the way, with not breaking the bank. So once we get into our Creed and Amouage friends, well, then I'll have to donate plasma and drive an Uber on the weekends. All right, so it's just a little too much for me to pull off. So there you have it. I basically have come clean and finally said the word dupe. I do admit that this one is inextricably linked to Cloud and, of course, the original BR540. What do you guys think? If you have smelled the other two, do you agree? Do you feel like these are clones? Do you feel like it's not fair to say that, and that you would prefer to say something like this was inspired by the success of BR540? Let me know what you think. They both are amber florals, but there are different notes. Of course there are. So some people might feel like this has nothing to do with BR540 at all. I have to say, if you sprayed this and didn't tell me anything, I would know it was different because of the ginger, but I would definitely call this a clone or a dupe. So, you know, we're gonna give the house a little slap on the wrist for instant crush. You might as well just add like a hashtag or something. Hashtag. I can just see the ads that they put on Instagram, like hashtag instant crush. You know, our eyes met at the club or something. Yeah, something corny. It leaves a lot to be desired in terms of name, and the fact that it's not highly original. So here's how we're going to do our rating. We are going to give this a 3 out of 5 in my rating system, which is always out of sprays, and then I spray that number on myself. So I'm going to take off one spray absolutely for hashtag instant cheeseball crush. Okay, change the name. I'm also going to take off a spray because it is inspired by, an ode to, full-on copy, clone, dupe, however, whatever word you would like to use. I do think it's a little too close to our friend Baccarat Rouge 5FRD. All right, I do think it is, and so I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 because that's where the bad news ends. Though, you know, I mean, the proof is in the proverbial pudding. I really seared through this week, as you can see. I have just enough for this episode, so that really says a lot. I enjoy these fragrances a lot. If I found this under $100, I would get this. If I have the extra cash, though, I do think it's worth go ahead and just getting the BR 540. That's just me. That's just the way I see it. Let me know if you feel differently. So we're going to go 3 out of 5. And for me, the 3 category is the I might keep it, I might not. So this one is, like I said, this one is if I can grab it at the right price, I absolutely would. And of course, I could look past the name. In fact, what I would do is in my collection, I would just turn the label away so no one can see. And I would just like close the door and just, kind of keep it there. All jokes aside, though, I would have it. It would just have to be at the right price, though. In an ideal world, once I don't need enough plasma and of course drive Uber around on the weekends, then I would, as my second job, I would of course splurge and get the original. They took the risks. I really like MFK as a house. It's sophisticated. They last a long time, like the Manceras, and it's just, I tip my cap to them. Very, very well done. I love the fragrance itself. All right, so 3 out of 5. Here we go. I'm going to go 1 on each wrist and then 1 on the Celtic emblem. Boom. Boom. Okay, we're really getting down there. And boom. There you go. All right, so 3 out of 5 for Instant Crush by Mancera. Looking forward to the final 2 in the sample set for this house, and then I will be moving to a different fragrance. But I always really enjoy these reviews. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about either this fragrance or what is your fragrance of the day. So your scent of the day, or SOTD. Let me know, and I always enjoy checking those out. I have had so much fun doing this episode. I really enjoyed catching up with you guys. Happy Fragrant Friday, and always remember, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. And shame on those that gave BR 540 anything less than a 4 out of 5 rating on Fragrantica. It put me in a foul mood, I have to tell you. 3.99 irks me. So go back, give it the review. If you like this channel, get us over the 4 hump on Fragrantica for that fragrance. It deserves it. All right, so